Okay, here goes nothing, nothing, nothing. All right, we're gonna do this. And go. So I've already moisturized and I put on a little bit of eye cream because I like to keep my under eyes pretty hydrated. I'm gonna go in with the Mcgrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. I've heard mixed reviews about this. We're gonna give it a shot. Just gonna do like one pump. And then what you wanna do is like mix it in between your fingertips so that you can really warm up the product, and then pat it wherever you think necessary. It's supposed to blur your pores, so I'm really focusing it around here on my laugh line, because if it can make the laugh line disappear, I'll be a subscriber for life. I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and while I do that, I'm gonna go in with the Skin Fetish foundation. I don't know if this is my color anymore because when I went into the store and got matched, I was not tan. Okay, first of all, let's just talk about the beautiful packaging. When you open it, it looks like a cigarette box or something. I don't know, I kind of love it, even though don't smoke. The bottle itself is beautiful. I'm just gonna pump a little bit on the back of my hand. Again, if this is not my shade, do not judge. I'm just gonna take my finger and dab it. So I did about 2 pumps, and like so far, it's pretty good. And I have a little bit left on my hand, so I'll go over the extra areas that I need more coverage. It is supposed to be pretty lightweight and light to medium coverage, so we're gonna find out. I'm using my beauty blender, and what you wanna do, because a lot of my friends get this wrong, you do not use a dry beauty blender. You can, it's just not gonna give you the same effects. You want to use a damp beauty blender. What I mean by that is you wanna put under water for about 10-15 seconds, and then once you're done, wring it out completely, and I'll even take like a towel or a paper towel and wring out all of the water so that it's not dripping, but it is damp. And I'm just gonna use the fat side and really pounce this product in. Yeah, if you're still checking, I'm still here pouncing. Yep. Just in case you're wondering. Still going. It's been like 5 hours, no big deal. This foundation looks pretty good. The color looks great. The finish looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like your skin, but better. I still see like some of my spots like poking through, but I kind of like that. I don't know. So the next thing we're gonna do is go in with the concealer. I love concealer so much. If there was one thing I could take on an island, actually 2 things, it would be an eyebrow brush and a concealer of any kind. The next thing I'm gonna go in with is Jouer concealer. This is the Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer, and it is the Creme Cafe shade. Creaseless, soft matte, hyaluronic acid in it, which is great for anyone with dry skin. I have really dry under eyes, so I think that's why I love this so much. I was trying to get on the Shape Tape train, and I did love it, but it just wasn't like my holy grail. So, I don't know. It almost looked a little too dry for me sometimes. Do a little bit here, I'll do a little bit there. And then we're gonna go back in, like, don't play yourself. You thought that was it? Nah, fam. We're gonna take the beauty blender again, and I'm just gonna pat this in while looking up. So far, the concealer and the foundation are doing well together. They're in a beautiful, healthy, committed relationship. They're blending well. I'm gonna put a little bit above my eyelids because I got major discoloration there. kids, wear sunscreen and don't fall asleep on the beach. That's what happened there. It was cool. Don't recommend. The next thing I'm gonna go in with is like one of my favorite things ever, and it's the KKW contour stick in shade Tan. I freaking love this. I feel like it gives you the perfect contour, especially if you just want to kind of look like you don't have a lot of makeup on. But I put this on underneath my bronzer, so I'll still go in with bronzer, but just a little bit. And I feel like this color is perfect because it's not too red. It definitely has a gray undertone. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M458 brush. I think new update. I definitely don't like this primer with this foundation. I know they're supposed to go together, but I think that's why people don't like the primer, because I don't like it with this foundation. I love the primer without it. I thought it did really well blurring my pores, and it was really hydrating. But with this, I'm not a fan. And I just want to shorten the bottom of my nose a little bit, so that's why I put it there. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna go in with some powder. I don't really put too much on, but I do love this powder for anyone with dry skin. It is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. It looks like that if you're looking in Sephora for it. I don't love to put on a lot of powder. I'm not the type of person that just goes in all over my face with powder because I do have dry skin. So I'm just gonna go in with my Beauty Blender again and just kind of dab a little bit on, like so. You see it? Cool. And I'm just gonna go under my eye, not too far down with the most product. Before you go in with powder, just make sure you use your Beauty Blender and take out all of your creasing if you have any. And I'm gonna go above my lids because I did put concealer up here and I do not want it to crease. So whatever is left on my Beauty Blender and the lid, which is like not much at all, that's what I'm gonna use to kind of go down here a little lower. But majority of the product I like to put just directly under my eye. And I'll take a little bit more, put it over my laugh lines. I'm gonna take my Morphe M536 brush and I'm just gonna sweep away any of the excess powder, which isn't a lot because I like to work it into my skin. That's why I put a little bit in. If I'm going out, I'll bake, but I didn't need to bake today. We're gonna start with our bronzer, and I'm gonna try a brand new one that I have never tried before. It is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer Coconut Perfect Tan, and this is in the shade Tantalize. It's so big, it's so cute. I'm going in with this brush from, I don't even know what it's called. I think it's like Japanese. It has like a domey top. So cute. Okay, let's see if this bronzer is from me. Okay, that was maybe a little heavy-handed, but like, it's okay. We'll fix it, we'll blend it. I like bronzer, but I don't know if I like that much bronzer. I thought she was gonna be like a little lightweight, but nah, bitch, she is there. I'm gonna bring it down to match the rest of my face. She's cute. She's not bad. She's not bad. And here's my trick. I kind of put this on everything because I feel like it really does make a difference. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. If you don't know, Hourglass is just the best of the best. I mean, their stuff is so good. But I have hit pan on this, and I do need to get another one. I go in with that same brush, and I'll just do a very light sweep, tap it off, and then I just kind of go all over my entire face. Everywhere I put the bronzer. And that's just to get like a glowy, it gives like a glowy sheen to the skin. Girl, the stress I was feeling from thinking that none of that recorded and I was gonna have to start over. I'm getting used to this thing. So since this is like my every day, every night look, go-to look, I do like to make it somewhat monochromatic. So whatever bronzer I've used on my face, I like to go in for my crease color on my eyes as well. So I'm gonna use that same bronzer from Marc Jacobs and take a Morphe M504 brush, which is a fluffy brush that's just gonna kind of get the color all over. Nice little wash. And we did see how pigmented this is, so go in light, don't do like me. And what you wanna do is hold your brush like super soft, you know? Like, it could fall at any moment, but I got it. I just have a habit of holding it in the middle. You can hold it at the end to make it a little softer, whatever you like. And then you wanna do windshield wiper motions and little round circles at the same time. I'm super light-handed, you know? And another trick is to go up to the brow versus down to the tear duct. That's just gonna open up your eye a little bit more. I just did a light wash. And on the end, I do like to flick it out just a little bit so that I have kind of like a guideline of where I need my wing to be. The next thing I'm gonna do is go in with the, can you see it? Beautiful, so pretty. It is the Friendcation Dose of Colors palette with Desi and Katy, and I freaking love this thing so much. Look at it, it's beautiful. I'm gonna go in with Necessary color and a Morphe E28 brush. It's just a little smaller blending brush. And I'm just gonna pack it on and do the same thing I just did with my bronzer, and this is just gonna add a little bit more dimension. It's gonna add a little bit more color. It's just gonna give me a little bit more. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is take the Morphe M507 brush, and this is like a super thin blending pencil brush. Just gonna give these all random names, okay? And I'm gonna go in with Cheens, which is like this dark brown color. Pack it on just a tiny bit because it is really pigmented. And then what you wanna do is kind of focus on the outer V. First, I'm gonna start right here. And then as I come in towards the V, I'm just gonna bring it down. And then once most of the product is off your brush, that's when you can flick it to create that wing. So then with a clean brush, M433, it's just a nice little blending brush, I'm just gonna go over everything, make sure it's all blended in. Okay, so with that same brush, the M507, the same pencil blending brush, I'm gonna go in with Churro, which is just like this warm brown shade, and just very lightly, boom, tap it on, and I'm gonna go underneath. The next thing we're gonna do is go in with a very old but still amazing palette. It's the Master Palette by Mario in collab with Anastasia Beverly Hills. The color that I'm gonna use is Hollywood, and I'm gonna use it with a E10 packing brush. But just what I wanna do is just like towards the center of my lid, I just want a little bit of light. I'm mostly packing it in the very like dead center where my eyeball is, and then taking the rest and kind of going, just kind of dispersing it so that it's not concentrated in one tiny area. Next thing we're gonna do is eyeliner. I usually use a black liquid liner, but this is my go-to every night kind of look, and I do like to keep it a little more simple on those nights. So we're gonna use the Marc Jacobs Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayon, and this is an Earthquake. It is like a brown, beautiful shade that I can never open. I think I'm stronger than I thought, because when I close these, like there's no opening it. The trick to this, to make it easier on your life, my life, and the life of everyone around you, is if you're gonna use a pencil liner, I recommend like something like this. It's very creamy, it's a gel crayon. So get that, and then get a brush like this. This is the M432. It's very flat. That's gonna help you create that straight line that you want. And if you're not using a liquid liner, you're using a pencil, it is so hard to get it precise the way you like it, unless you use a brush like this. That's just my opinion. So what I'm gonna do is draw on a line as close as I can to my lash line. I don't wanna put my fingers on my face, so I'm gonna use my beauty blender, just kind of tug it just the smallest, tiniest bit, and then draw it on. And I'm just taking a little bit onto my brush. I kind of just did this, just a tiny little bit. And now I'm going in to not only accentuate the line into a wing, I mean, look how straight that is. I could have never done that with my friggin' pencil. I mean, maybe I could have, but I would have been here for like 10 hours. I didn't say it was easy, I just said it was easier. So, all right. And that just gives you a very soft, smoky liner where you don't have to like completely die to get it right, you know? Before we do anything else, I want to go in with my highlighter. Okay, so I just got back into this one. I haven't used it in a while, but when I found it again, I was like, damn, why did I stop? It's a very lit from within glow. It's not like bam in your face, but my whole makeup isn't really bam in your face. So I like a little bit of a lighter glow for this type of look. It is the Benefit WhatsApp highlighter, and it's a cream stick. And what I like to do is first warm it up on the back of my hand, and then take the back of my beauty blender, the butt, and just really get that product in there. Cool. And then pat it. Where I'm really going is like my brow bone all the way down. And the reason I don't do my brows until after this step is because I get messy with it. It's gonna be in my brow, and I don't want to have to redo my brows. Go on the very top of my nose, the bridge, and on my Cupid's bow. Perfect. I'm gonna curl my lashes really quickly. This is the Kevyn Aucoin lash curler. I'm actually really loving it. Another trick that I do, I hate lash strips, and I hate the way they like, they will come off in the middle of the night. It's always like that. Like the inner corner for me just never wants to sit no matter how much glue I put. I've just learned over the years that I think this specific technique looks the best on me. I think it looks the most natural. So what I use are the Ardell Trio Lash Individuals. Take it out of the box for you. So they have like 3 lashes on one band, so that you don't have to sit here and do like each individual lash, because that is a bitch, and like I don't have time for that. Do you? Because if you do you have time for me too? Take one on my tweezers, and then I'm using the House of Lash glue in black. That's the other thing, when you use lash strips, like tell me how long it takes you to get rid of this lash glue, because House of Lashes, like they do not play. This stuff stays on your lashes for like eternity. And when I do this trick, I feel like it comes right off. I don't really have a lot of like glue residue for a long period of time. But you want the glue to dry, you want it to be tacky. You don't want it to be completely wet, because then it's just gonna slide all over. So I'm letting it sit for like 20, 30 seconds, really blowing it in, doing this number, and I'm just gonna put this on the very end of my lashes. And then when I put on mascara, it changes the game. If you want like extra lashes, then just add another one of these. I just like to make the end really flirty and like accentuate that. And while I let those dry, now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. First, you wanna just kind of brush them through, and I'm really going through a transition with my brows right now, so I'm just gonna like skip this part and just do them really quickly because they are not at their best. Now we're gonna go in with just a little bit of blush. This is my favorite blush ever. It's from the drugstore and I've loved it ever since. It's the Milani Luminoso. It looks like this. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna use the E4 Morphe brush. Just kind of dab it in there. And I go pretty heavy with my blush because it is like, it comes off the quickest and I don't really mind. You do wanna pat instead of rub. That way you're not really moving all the product from underneath. Boom, done. Now we're gonna go in with some mascara. My favorite mascara ever is the Mcgrath Fetish Eye. Why can't I open anything? It is the FetishEyes mascara, and I freaking love this. It's so good. It literally makes your lashes look so long. And I did get like a tiny bit on my eyes, but you guys all know this trick. Just take a Q-tip once the mascara has dried down, and you can just take it right off lips, and then we're almost done. My favorite lip liners right now is the NYX Retractable Lip Liner in Sand Beige. And I love when it's retractable because then you don't have to worry about sharpening it. I'm just gonna overline my lips. That is just like a fake lip job right there. I am terrified of needles, so this is gonna have to be it for me right there. Okay, my favorite lip combo right now is that lip liner with the Dose of Colors. I don't know what shade this is. I think it's like Let's Be Friends or something, but not 100% sure. It's like a moussey liquid lip, and I just go and then before it dries down, I go in with MAC Myth, just in the center. And then I'll take my finger and just pat it in. And that is it. That is my first ever makeup tutorial. I hope you guys like it. I hope you like this look. I hope you have better hair. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.